So it's about 27 degrees here in Arkansas. Had some pretty crappy weather, some freezing rain, some snow. So obviously I haven't been able to ride the bike that much. I'm not going to be able to do a riding review, but I would like to just kind of do my overall first impressions of the R9T. So this is a 2016 model. It's not one of the brand new ones. I'm not quite there yet, but this, from what I understand, is not too different. I think the only difference, there may be some engine modifications, I'd have to look that up, I'm not 100% sure. And I believe that they did some riding modes on the newer ones. But for all intents and purposes, pretty much the same bike. This particular bike, my first impressions of this are that it is fantastic. I have been very impressed with the feel of it, the comfort of it, the overall riding, the overall handling, suspension is great. So I came from the 2016 Yamaha XSR 900, which is also another fantastic bike, a very reliable, very performance-heavy machine. For those of you who are familiar with the FZ09, that's what that is. It's just dressed in some retro clothing, if you will. This spawns from the same heritage type idea that a lot of motorcycle manufacturers are going with today. This, in my opinion, is one of the best looking retro styling, heritage, whatever they call it, whatever you want to call it, bikes that's out on the market. It caught my eye immediately. Back in 2017, I was out in Daytona and was able to test ride one of the 17 model R9T Scramblers, and that was my only experience with the R9T line at that time, besides the Racer. I also test rode the Racer. Super gorgeous bike, very uncomfortable for long periods of time. And the Scrambler was really tall. I'm not a tall person. I'm about 5'6" with 30-inch inseam. Most bikes I can ride, but I'm on my toes with them. This one, I don't have any issue. It's actually shorter, mid-sized, average-sized, rider-friendly. So why I left the XSR 900 was because it just didn't feel like a motorcycle to me. That sounds kind of funny to say, but the reality is that I have a specific type of need with a motorcycle, if you will. My Monster you see behind me, this guy, was the first motorcycle I ever bought. That was 15 years ago, and it kind of became the catalyst to what I look for in a motorcycle: the aesthetics, the sound, and the feel, which is what motorcycling is. To a lot of people, it definitely is to me. Well, the CP3 engine is very efficient, very powerful, very fantastic. It's awesome. It just lacked a little bit of the feel of a motorcycle, whereas this thing caught me immediately. From the second I got on it, from the second I saw it, I fell in love immediately. It just has those things. A lot of the Beamer guys that you'll talk to, a lot of the Boxer guys, more specifically, will tell you that this engine kind of gets under your skin. And it does, for lack of a better term, it gets under your skin in a good way. What they mean by that is that you kind of fall in love with it. There's something about it. It's just the weird quirkiness, the opposing cylinders, the way they twist the bike whenever you rev, the way you can feel it underneath you. It's an absolute joy to ride. I can't tell you how happy I was the first time I got on this thing, and it completely exceeded all my expectations. Is this the fastest bike? Absolutely not. No. It's 110 horsepower, which in my opinion on the street is more than you'll ever need. I've gone faster than I need to go. This is perfect. It's the perfect amount of power, the perfect amount of torque, and it delivers everything very smoothly. It's very comfortable to ride. It turns heads. It checks all those boxes as far as what I desire in a motorcycle. And my tastes are my tastes. Everybody's going to be different, and that's totally fine. But from a motorcycling perspective, you gain the respect of pretty much anybody once you show up on this bike. and I've already experienced it in the short amount of time that I've had it. And so I would say, you know, if you're looking into getting an R9T, pull the trigger. I very seriously doubt you're going to regret it. Unless you're looking for some super fast sport bike, which this is not, you know, you will not regret buying one of these things. It's very, very awesome. If you get the chance, go test drive one and get the feel for it, because it's fantastic. And I have to say, you know, coming from cafe racers and you know, naked bikes that I put clip-ons on, and being somewhat of a hardcore motorcyclist, I've ridden since I was 5. Definitely have nothing to prove on a motorcycle. I've done everything. I have to say I love these heated grips. I'm becoming soft, but I don't care. Heated grips are fantastic. Once you experience them, it's hard to go back to anything else. So overall, first impressions of this motorcycle: the look, it's got it. The feel, it definitely has it. All around reliability, these engines are amazing. They're bulletproof. I don't know, it's a visceral experience. It's what I was looking for. I'm looking to put as many miles as I can on a motorcycle. I don't cycle through motorcycles just to get the next best thing. I get motorcycles to ride them and to enjoy the adventures that there are. And that is, you know, the point of this channel is is less about the motorcycle and more about the roads that are around this area and the roads in general that we ride. So, you know, I just thought I'd do a short review because, in all honesty, I'm in love with this motorcycle. It is a fantastic machine. And again, if you're on the fence about it, if you're watching this because you want to know more about it, you know, there are plenty of reviews on the technical specs, and I don't really feel the need to go into that because there are so many. I strictly wanted to make this simply as a insight on ownership in the first few weeks, and I can tell you 100% I wouldn't go back. This motorcycle is fantastic, and I suggest that if you are looking into it, pull the trigger on it. It's one that you will absolutely love, and it will put a smile on your face and you won't regret it. So yeah.